everybody, I'm Christina Macauley.
And I'm Garth Wyckoff.
Welcome to another edition of Orange Slices, brought to you by the Public Cable Television Authority.
And of course, you know us as the PCTA. This show's all about bringing you slices of life to showcase some of the many people, places, and cool things that make Orange County a great place to live.
That's right. Today, we'll visit a one-of-a-kind memorial, which happens to be the only place in the world where the South Vietnamese flag is actually legally allowed to fly.
And check this out. We're also going to hit the lanes and check out a local bowling alley that became the main set of a new feature film.
That's right. But first, Garth is going to saddle up and head on over to the Huntington Beach Equestrian Center.
Yeehaw! You know, it's been a while, so bear with me. It's been a long time since I hit the old dusty trail. Yahoo!
Giddy up. Well, don't worry, Garth doesn't actually have to get back in the saddle for this story. This is a heartwarming tale about horses helping some very special people.
Nice. Make him walk a little faster. He thinks he's done. There you go. Eyes up, shoulders back.
This is much more than a riding lesson. For people with disabilities, horseback riding is a natural physical therapy.
Because the movement of the horse mimics what your body would do, and it's just fun, it's entertaining.
A lot of our children that are in wheelchairs, that motion, the three-dimensional motion of the horse mimics the walk with the hips and the muscles and everything that have to be used.
For the past 20 years, the Therapeutic Riding Center in Huntington Beach has been giving people with a wide range of special needs a unique therapeutic experience.
Like if you're working on fine motor skills, holding the reins, they have to hold those reins with their fingers, and that's hard for some of those kids that don't have those motor skills with cerebral palsy. Children with Down syndrome, they have very, very low muscle tone.
The lessons are designed to strengthen both the body and the mind as well. But for the students, it's just plain fun.
Children with autism, they have to focus and they have to pay attention, and they're getting therapy, and it's not therapy to them. They're just riding the horse and having fun as far as they're concerned.
22-year-old Christine has been riding for 7 years.
She has mild cerebral palsy, which is mostly due to, from birth, she didn't have enough oxygen when she was born.
Her mom was looking for a way to help Christine overcome her fear of animals. But here at the center, she found so much more.
And it's helped her as far as her balance and just being more comfortable around animals, and I think it's helped her speech also improve.
At 7.5, Samantha is the youngest in today's class.
It was recommended by her occupational therapist as a way to strengthen her abdominal muscles and just general self-confidence also.
After 3 years, Samantha's muscle tone and skills have improved, as well as her negative reaction to loud noises.
Things that used to bother her hugely, some of them don't seem to be an issue anymore or seem to be a lot less of an issue.
Donna Brandt is the head instructor, and she's also president of the board of this nonprofit organization.
We don't just give pony rides here. We are PATH certified instructors. Nobody can just come in and say we're going to put these children with disabilities on the horses. We are certified by PATH International, which is the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship, and it's a 501c3 corporation also, and we have to go through certification and training every year. We're all CPR certified, first aid certified.
But Donna first started here 14 years ago as just one of the parents. This is Donna's daughter, Jamie.
When Jamie was probably 8 or 9 years old, somehow I found this place and wanted her in the equine assisted therapy that they had at the time. And I was just a parent sitting on the sidelines, and one day they needed a sidewalker because they didn't have anybody, and so I did that, and then they needed a horse leader, and then her instructor had to leave and the classes were closed, and then I became an instructor on the board, and now I'm the president.
But the most amazing part about Donna's job is that she doesn't get paid for it.
We are an all-volunteer organization, all of us. Me too, all the instructors. None of it gets a paycheck. We don't get anything out of it other than the benefit of being here and doing it for the kids.
We usually do different activities like games or something, and we have to tell the kids, oh, like you put this here, you do this, and we teach them like basic horse movements and parts of the horse, like when we say like touch the ears and touch the hindquarters. They have to know, like, they learn all the parts of the horse.
The mailbox, that's just a fun thing for them to do. They have to learn where to stop the horse, do some planning, put all the reins in one hand, reach in and get out the toy.
Hold one hand on the reins, one hand, okay. Good.
The rings is a really good one because they have to reach down, and I try to make them do that on their own. Reach down, get the ring out of the bucket, and then they have to place it high, learn where to stop the horse, and a lot of reaching and stretching there as well.
Each student has a helper called a sidewalker, someone to walk alongside, making sure they are safe every step of the way. Most of Donna's volunteer sidewalkers are high school students. Alexis is 17.
Because I've always loved horses, and at school I work with kids with disabilities in PE, and I love it.
The families pay $40 a lesson for a 10-week session. Since everyone volunteers, all of the tuition goes to pay for the board and care of the center's 5 horses.
A stall here at the Equestrian Center alone is about $500 a stall, and shoes, feed, shavings, vet bills. You know, we run probably, I'm gonna guess, $5,000 a month.
Each horse has to have just the right gentle personality to work with these special kids. Buckley here actually had a disability of her own.
She's good for therapeutic riding because she used to be a professional jumping horse, but then her front leg got hurt, so now she's retired and she's much calmer now here, and she's perfect for all the kids.
The time spent here at the Riding Center is also therapeutic for the family members as they watch their loved ones enjoy what they're able to do.
Just seeing her smile and that she's really happy and enjoys it a lot. It brings us joy too.
We do enjoy watching her ride very much. So, and seeing the interaction with the teachers and the rest of the volunteers. It's like a little family almost.
Find out more on the website for the Therapeutic Riding Center of Huntington Beach at trchb.org. That's trchb.org.
What a great story all around, from the special people who benefit from riding therapy to the volunteers who make it happen. Okay, next we are heading to the city of Westminster. Garth has the story behind the story of the Vietnam War Memorial.
Vietnam, America, Vietnam, America, things that means you know Vietnam.
War memorials around the world salute their nation's fallen heroes. But this monument is a bit different. The sculpture, eternal flame, and flags pay tribute not only to veterans, but to a fallen nation as well, the former Republic of South Vietnam.
This memorial reminds all of us the sacrifices of our men and women during the Vietnam War. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you all, the veterans, for their fight for freedom.
On this day, the community gathered in the heart of Westminster at Sid Goldstein Freedom Park to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the memorial. But like the war itself, there was much controversy surrounding its construction.
And this memorial is not whether the war is right or wrong, or did we fight it right or wrong. The issue is it's for those who gave their lives fighting for freedom in South Vietnam.
We, at the time of returning from the war, were not recognized, and there was a lot of political unrest in the U.S. and a lot of people that were against the military efforts in Vietnam. We had an opportunity when this was erected to say something good about those who served in Vietnam and lost their lives there.
It took 6 years of political compromise and fundraising to agree to a statue depicting 2 soldiers fighting side by side, one American and one South Vietnamese. They tell a story very close to the heart of retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Craig Mandeville.
Well, I'm a little bit different than most American veterans. Most American veterans just served in American units. I served with an American unit and a South Vietnamese unit.
Now his mission is to make sure people remember that the Americans fought with the South Vietnamese against the Communist North. While more than 58,000 American soldiers were killed in action, it's estimated that the death toll of the South Vietnamese soldiers is more than 250,000.
If you look at the American soldier, has got his helmet on, helmet off, and his eyes looking forward, and he's going home. He's done his job in Vietnam, he's going home. But if you look to the South Vietnamese soldier, he's got his helmet on and his finger pointing toward the ground. That means he's staying to fight.
And there's something else that strikes Mandeville about this sculpture.
If you look at their faces closely, they're very young. And all of us go to war, we're all young. And this, fortunately, those statues, when they look at them, most people see themselves in it, or their uncle or grandfather. Even World War II veterans that come out here, Korean veterans, they see themselves in the faces, because those who go to war are young.
I was 18 years old. I joined the Army in March of 1967, and I went through my basic training and my advanced individual training, jump school, and 16 days later I was in Vietnam.
After the war, Westminster grew to have one of the largest populations of Vietnamese immigrants and refugees outside of Vietnam. The community became known as Little Saigon, named in honor of the fallen capital of their former homeland. One of those refugees was Tuan Nguyen, who escaped a communist re-education camp. He made it to the U.S. and earned a degree in fine arts. Tuan is the artist who designed the monument. Today, this landmark remains the only place where the flag of the former Republic of South Vietnam is legally allowed to fly.
Our flag's here, but for the South Vietnamese that have come here, they've lost their country. And with that country, they lose their flag. And so that's why this memorial is so important. That is a flag up there. That's why Communist Vietnam does not like this memorial, because their Free Vietnam flag is still flying here.
This is Mandeville's first term as president of the Memorial Committee, a title that had always been held by the founder and president who made this monument a reality, Councilmember Frank Fry, who passed away in 2012.
Frank Fry, who was a local city councilman for years and mayor, this was his dream, to have this memorial. He saw the American veteran coming back, and he was a World War II veteran. He saw him being spit on and mistreated. And he also found Westminster here with the largest population of South Vietnamese. And he thought this was a perfect way to pull the two together.
As the committee continues to carry out his dream, they are now working on building an addition to the monument, an educational kiosk.
Inside of that kiosk, we hope to put flat screen TVs on the walls and a octagon-shaped computer desk in the middle that has the ability for you to come up and put in information such as a veteran's name that died in Vietnam.
The committee is also actively working on recruiting new members.
We're getting old. We're hoping to get younger folks involved, because when we want somebody to continue on. I use the word protect because as time goes by, people forget about Free Vietnam. As time goes by, people are coming out of Vietnam who have never seen that flag. Time goes by, there maybe someone say, look, what's that flag there for? Let's just take it down. And that's what we won't tolerate. That's what we're here to protect it.
And now for our final story, we head over to a favorite family fun spot in Fountain Valley. Garth shows us how Fountain Bowl has become the main set of a new feature film.
Fountain Springs might be a town out in the middle of nowhere, but it's a town that prides itself on being somewhere.
Wait, that somewhere looks a lot like Orange County. The fictional town of Fountain Springs in the bowling film We've Got Balls is actually the city of Fountain Valley. For nearly a year, the cast and crew filmed most of the movie right here at Fountain Bowl.
Nothing is going to happen until you put your fingers in the holes.
We initially knew we wanted to do a movie about a bowling alley, and I hadn't really written the script. I just had sort of a concept in mind.
That concept took producer, writer, director Cherie Kerr and her cast all the way to the Newport Beach Film Festival.
It's overwhelming. For me, anyway, it's probably the biggest professional accomplishment I've ever had.
First of all, I didn't expect the film to reach this level, not because I didn't believe in it, but it was just Cherie, who's a friend of mine since the 70s, who produced, wrote, and directed the film, said, "You want to be in a movie?" "Oh, sure, I'll be in a movie."
Mr. Mayor? Yes? Let me know when you want me to call the shot. Oh, I'm calling the shot. You're wrong, pal. I'm calling the shot. You may be calling the shot, but I'm the one who's calling the shot.
In the 70s, Gary founded an improv group called the Groundlings, which today remains one of LA's most popular theater groups, launching many Hollywood careers such as Will Ferrell, John Lovitz, and Lisa Kudrow. The Groundlings is where Gary and Cherie became friends, as well as a number of other cast members who have reunited to make this film.
In the movie, I play Herman Pritzloff, who is the manager and owner of Fountain Bowl, who is besieged by threats to have the bowl demolished by a greedy, avaricious lady who wants to build a casino in its place.
What? I can't believe this! Oh, I can't believe this is happening!
Actually, how shall I describe me? A mean land developer, but then aren't all land developers mean? And greedy, loves money.
Just tear it down, now!
When choosing a backdrop, Cherie knew she wanted her film to center around one of America's favorite family pastimes.
Because a bowling alley seems like a very vulnerable place, and in this fictitious town of 52 people, that's all they had was this bowling alley. So the message in the film is what may mean absolutely nothing to one person can mean everything to somebody else.
Finding the right bowling alley was easy. Like in the fictitious town of Fountain Springs, Fountain Bowl has played a key role in its community for the past 4 decades.
We're the kind of one of the cornerstones in this community. We host nonprofit events. We're very well known. We are really the gathering place for Fountain Valley.
You know, we have all kinds of fundraisers here for all the different organizations in town, Rotary, Kiwanis, California Elwyn. We do a lot of things. We have a lot of the physically challenged folks bowl here. We have all kinds of different parties and celebrations, so we really are a big part of the community. There's no doubt about it.
It was incredible. They let us come in early in the morning. Sometimes Dave would get here at 6 a.m. We start shooting at 6:30 before the bowl opened at 10. And then we would just kind of work around, you know, the different rooms that we could be in.
But the early morning shooting schedule did prove to be an interesting challenge for some scenes.
We shot a lounge scene where there's a lot of noise and drinking and partying. We shot that like at 7 o'clock in the morning. And people were all, it was on a Saturday, trying to wake up and, you know, get it all together.
Pop like a pot, pop like a pot. Got the rollie on my arm and I'm wearing Chandon. I got the best weed because I got it going on. Snoop!
The real city of Fountain Valley isn't much like the crazy town of Fountain Springs, but they do have a few things in common.
The similarities are the fact that, you know, what happens in this movie could happen anywhere, and it does happen all over the country, where big casinos come in or big box stores come in and want the land, and the land value is taken over. It happens all the time, so that part's very true. That could happen anytime. I'd say part of the things that weren't maybe as accurate is the fact this is a big 60-lane bowling center in a big city.
This is a movie about a town of 52 people. We have 52,000, as the mayor says, 52,313 in this town.
You feel like winners?
To play a part in the film, it wasn't a requirement to know how to bowl. But a few of the cast members were actually quite fond of the sport.
This is war!
Especially Eric, who brought along a very special souvenir to the film festival debut.
My beloved grandfather, Murray Thompson, was a very avid bowler, and in my youth, as a little boy when I was growing up in Cleveland, he used to take me bowling all the time, and he was a very, very, very funny man. He always used to tell jokes and make people laugh, and I consider him one of the earliest and greatest influences on my life as an actor and having an interest in bowling. And when he passed away in 1990, I said, whatever you do with his possessions, I would like this. And I've held it and kept on to it. And I haven't been able to use it because the holes are too small for me. But I wanted to bring it here on this occasion to give full tribute to him and show how much thankfulness I have for everything he's done for me.
Cherie, along with the cast and crew, now hope the festival will help push the film to national and even international distribution.
Welcome back, Garth. Garth, looks like they had a lot of fun making that movie.
They really did, and the good folks at Fountain Bowl had a lot of fun too.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Orange Slices.
If you have an idea about a person or a place that you'd like us to feature as a future slice, just let us know. Find our Orange Slices page on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you.
That's right, and until then, I'm Christina Macauley.
And I'm Garth Wyckoff. Thanks for joining us here at Orange Slices.
And in 3, 2, 1. Looks like they had a lot of fun making that movie.
They certainly did, and the kind folks at Fountain Bowl really had the kind folks at Fountain Bowl, it's Fountain Bowl, okay? I'm trying to say this without looking at it.
Looks like they had a lot of fun making that movie, huh?
That's a good time.
Baby step, just to your right. Tiny hair, right there.
Keep your hand up. That was good, actually.
That would be...
Baby steps to your right. Right there. Oh, perfect.
We're like Velcroed together. That would be
Macauley, Christina Macauley.
It's all fun until Garth breaks a leg.
Woohoo! Just got something here I need you to sign for. This just came in. That's for you.
Nice brown shirt.
Good. I got a package, people. Can you bow on 3?
No.
You can do
yeah,
that.
let's bow on 3. You
On
ready?
free.
On free.
Everything's free.
3.
You said on free.
I know. I was going to let you bow for us.
Okay. 1, 2, free. Left me hanging.